So this segment is for all my fellow law enforcement officers that have the duty to protect and serve. I really do appreciate working with you guys. I also appreciate the fact sometimes you guys work double shifts, and I know your shifts, so it gives me an opportunity to go to your house and bang your loved one. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. No worries, I'm just beating your local politicians and senior politicians that are currently fucking up the country. Thank you. Well, you know what's bad is like when you got two like strippers in a hotel room and like one of them like spills the coke off the shelf that had the matchbook on it, and then you see them both dive to the floor to like try and snort it off the dirty carpet. Yeah, that's when you know you kind of hit the bottom end. The other time you know it's the bottom for you is like when you're driving around early in the morning and you got the same two said strippers in the car with open containers and you're riding through the hood trying to buy something. Yeah, it's usually like that's when one of the best fights I've ever seen in a hotel room. You got the Italian stripper and you got the Sicilian stripper, and they're arguing, and it's just like this big brouhaha on whose nationality or history is the best. It's just totally stupid. They're literally going at it like cats and dogs. It's totally not cool. So you got a fire drill at the local warehouse where you work at, and there's a lot of immigrants working, and they call the fire drill. So you go outside and they're all standing along the fence, all sitting around waiting for the fire drill. And of course then there's this guy that shows up and says, looks around and says, damn, it looks just like the border out here, what the hell's going on? And of course you say that straight to them and they can't believe you actually said it, but you know, sometimes you gotta say what you see. Now this is back in 07, I'm surprised I never got stabbed in the bathroom, because you know, all Spanish people carry knives, of course. Story from back in the day. So me and my friends drinking in the garage, these two girls show up, and they're a little tipsy doing shots. The one girl cuts her hand open with a shot glass and leaves a nice big old ring on it, and then my friend opts to drive her home. Well, the other girl, for some reason she can't get her pants back up while in the bathroom, so he takes her home with her pants halfway around her ass. So anyway, I'm just glad that he took them home, because apparently that night he said one of them threw up in his car, which that's on him, but I wasn't there for that mess, so all's well there. Then there's the Border Patrol agent who's trying to shoot at the range down in Texas where I was at, and he's shooting at a target that's a silhouette, and he's standing up shooting his .45, doing headshots. Meanwhile, you see the bullets miss the target and go all the way down range and hit the other berm at like 150 yards away, and he's shooting at 35 yards. So you're like wondering what the hell he's shooting at high, and he can't hit the target. But that's our Border Patrol. So I don't have to go any further on that, do I? In other commentary from living down near the Rio in Texas, I'm living within 6 or 8 miles of the Rio on one of the dirt roads, and up comes the Border Patrol every night about 9 o'clock. The two vehicles roll up, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So one day I asked the guy, I said, what's up with you guys pulling out at 9 o'clock at night? Oh, well, we're outnumbered down there, and they don't want us down there outnumbered, so we pull up the road and we park there. And I'm like, well, what about me? And they're like, oh, you're on your own. I was like, what the fuck's that mean? And they're like, you're just on your own, so that's all I got for you. You're literally on your own. I'm like, okay. I'm tired of politically correct people. Just say what's on your mind, get it off your chest, and don't worry about the feelings you're going to hurt. Put on your big boy pants, put on your little girdle, whatever makes you feel better, but you really need to say what's on your mind, folks. Because like all this innuendo and stuff, I don't play that. Just say what's on your mind, throw it the fuck out there. It's kind of like the poop sticking to the wall theory. Just throw it out there. I mean, what's the worst case? You get arrested or something? I mean, come on. Just say what's on your mind, get it off your chest, you'll feel a lot better. I'll feel better knowing you're not bullshitting me. I mean, look at the politicians. They say blah, 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 and you're like, yeah, their mouth's moving, but they're not really doing anything. So, it's kind of like, you know, the Chinese old movie thing where they're talking and lip sync jiving, like the Black Belt Theater on Saturday mornings or something. So, that's my political view at the moment. Tonight, I see something shoot off the side of the road, and I thought it was maybe a dog running past back to the house or whatever, so I slowed down. And then I start speeding up again, and it turns out it was a deer. My son's like, deer, deer. And I'm like, what? Oh, deer. And he's like, you're stupid. You didn't see the deer. You suck. I'm like, great. Thanks, son, for telling me I suck. So here's another blast from the past. Whatever you do, if you're going to steal a drug dealer's drugs for any purpose, hypothetically speaking, you need to make sure that the person you're hanging with does not at some point the next AM after partying with you all night decide to send them a double bird up picture and says, we did all your stuff. That just don't go too well. So needless to say, that was a rough next few days for that person who maybe or may not have done that. The best is when you're having relations with somebody and their husband gets done work early and you have to swing off a second-story balcony to escape the husband coming up the steps. And you swing down and there's a guy sitting on the downstairs porch of the apartment just in there smoking a doobie and looking at you like, and you're like, and he's like, and he just sits there. So don't ever be caught in a situation. It usually don't go over too well unless you happen to escape unscathed. For all you people that thought I was from Texas, I am not from Texas. And if you are from Texas, you will know Texas is mostly a flat fucking slab. When you get on I-10 near Dallas, it says number of deaths occurred, 1,800 plus or more, and you're like, what the hell did I get myself into? As you go further west, towards El Paso, it gets more flatter and flatter as you go. The irony is the elevation climbs to about 3,800 feet or so, just past San Antonio, and then trickles down again. And by the way, we do not bang steers, we are not queer. However, an occasional sheep is just fine according to local ordinances. Now, it's about 1 o'clock, I'm taking a nap. I hear this thumping, thump, 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 next to my little shack down by the river. I hear this thumping, so I'm like, what the fuck? So I wake up, I go outside, and there's this cute little jackrabbit, bunny rabbit out there. So I'm like, oh hell no. So I go back in the house, I got my .22 rifle, and I come out, I'm standing like 10 feet away from said bunny. I proceed to shoot it once. And it just looks at me like, so I shoot it again. And all of a sudden it falls on the side, starts flapping around in a whole circle. So I'm like, okay, let's coup de grace it. So I pretty much walk up to it and just pop it in the head and call it a day. I did have my hunting license. Anyway, long story short, I capped a rabbit. So I go back in and try to relax. Well, then I started feeling guilty because I had remorse. So I went and got it and shoveled it and bagged it and buried it. The point of the matter is, I shouldn't have shot the rabbit just for fucking waking me up. But the fact I shot a rabbit for waking me up pretty much proves that, like, if you wake me up in the middle of the night, it's not going to probably go very well. So, with that, that's the end of this video segment. Thank you for watching.